Maybe just to say that actually the picture of the evolution of this pandemic situation in our sixth wave is quite positive in the sense that we're observing that there are less cases of new cases of coronavirus infections. Should it be for elderly people, for youth at school, for health workers. So the signals are numerous, and we consider that we're moving on the right side of it. And with that, we think that the top of the wave, the peak, is behind us. So it's great for that. But in the same times, it's still really, I mean, the activity of the virus is still strong in the community. We observe that there are thousands and thousands of people that are infected on a daily basis, so we have to be still careful. We expect those still to continue for a few days, of course, but we think that by the beginning of next week, we should be comfortable enough to suggest to the government to release the obligation of wearing the mask in public, in the lieu public, and this should be for the middle of May.
Do we not run the risk of maybe jumping the gun? Isn't it better to be safer wearing a mask for the long term before saying, okay, look, things look good now, and then maybe having to bring it back?
Mm-hmm. I think that we did that, and that's why we had continue, and we're still continuing to use masks in the population and for those public areas and other places like hospitals, of course, which are public state situation, but also for the transport, public transport. So we did that, but there's a limit with that. I think the population is well aware of the contagiosity of this virus. Most of the people that are at risk knows it very well, so they will be able to continue to take the protection that they feel necessary to benefit for. And with that in mind, we suppose that in 2 weeks from now, it should be okay to release this obligation.
And if I can just ask quickly on the scope of this, to recommend to the province then, if things are in good shape next week, to remove the mask mandate, yeah. Will this be, where will we still have to wear a mask?
It most probably will be in public transport for a while. As for hospitals and long-term care services like CHSLD that we say in French, so those are the main places, clinics, medical clinics, and places where you might expect that the clientele will be more at risk or at risk to have COVID. So it will be still mandatory in those places to wear the mask.